Hello and welcome to your extended reading for the new beginnings. This is a new beginning for me and it's also going to be a new beginning for you. So I'll go ahead and get started. If you're finding this because you've watched the overall video, then some of the graphics here will be familiar to you. And let me fix this here. And behind me, I have a couple paintings that I did a long time ago, symbolizing left brain, right brain. And you know, this kind of like flip that happens in the body, how the right brain controls the left side and the right side and the left brain are connected, you know. So we have these interesting polarities that are a theme in my work and then a theme in my readings. So if this is resonating with you, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper with those in particular. Okay. So yeah, this is not scripted. I'm just going to go through and read the cards. But before we get too far into it, I do spend time at the beginning pulling cards for each sign, and I've kind of like printed them out here. And there's a map, which I'll put up here next to it. So I wanted to say that overall, because we all have every sign, these themes are important for the new beginning. So we have the Lover's card times 3 for the major arcana. And it was the only card that repeated 3 times, and it happens to be the major arcana. Sometimes the Lovers is considered choice, and because this reading is about choosing, you know, how you want to look at things and how our words and our thoughts matter, I think especially in this case for you as you are contemplating a new beginning, just think about how much that is emphasized for everyone throughout this reading as an influence in making new beginnings. We're choosing to make a new beginning. It happens not because we're expecting it to, because we take action in order for that to happen. We also have the Queen of Swords repeated twice, which is the element of air, and the Four of Wands repeated twice, the element of fire. And air and earth are heavily dominant. So this is just a little bit of overall energy before we get into your specific reading to orient us on the map. So there's a north, south, east, and west, and then also the elements, and then the 12 different zodiac signs, and your reading is going to be focusing on your particular zodiac sign. So let's get to it, okay? Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your extended reading. I've already gone over the general kind of information for everybody, and now I've got here in front of me your particular card here. I have a soft delivery and you are a critic. So yes, those cup energy. So I have a soft delivery. That means that you can say difficult things in a way that doesn't upset people. You have a way of communicating difficult things so that people can understand. And the opposite of that, you are a critic, is that the way people are explaining things is perceived entirely as just like criticism. So they don't really hear it. They just go, oh, you know, like you're just criticizing me. You're always criticizing me. So we want to delve in a little bit deeper if this is resonating with you. Perhaps in this case, because we have the Lovers as the overall card with the Knight of Wands and your soft delivery, I'm gonna choose a card to say, like, maybe there is something in your world that you need help with in terms of how to say it to somebody in a soft way. And then also a card for the opposite side, or the criticism, and then a card for advice. Because you have the Lovers card, which deals with, obviously, topics of love, but also with choice. Oh, it's too many cards. They might relate to each other. We'll see. Okay, and then the card on the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is another repeating pattern that we've had in this new beginnings. So to me, it's just kind of reiterating new beginnings. Also, the Queen of Swords energy is, helpful for speaking wisely, because she rules air. Air is our communication and our voice, our words and our thoughts. So she's definitely coming in as an energy here to assist you in figuring out how to have a soft delivery and how to communicate the messages that need to be communicated, or to hear them wherever you're coming at in this situation. You might also not be able to hear what someone is telling you, feel like they're criticizing you. Okay, so for the soft delivery part, your clarification card is the 8 of Wands. So for me, this one, it's a pretty card. This is a new deck, by the way. New beginnings, new deck. So it's like little caterpillars turning into moths on the wands. So for me, this is saying, especially because you have the Knight of Wands, so this is fire energy, and the 8 of Wands is like quick messages. It would be kind of like a double-sided message. One is you want to be immediate, like if there's something that's happening, you address it immediately so that there's a real connection between cause and effect. So, if someone says something that hurts you, you reply back immediately, that hurt my feelings. Or the person that you're talking to might respond immediately to the situation. The other, and that is actually the best way of dealing with it, right? Because if you don't say anything, but you are attached to it and you fester on it and you let it build and grow and you think about it, and then it like balloons into something gigantic, and now you don't know how to say what would have been very simple if you just said it directly in that moment. So this is sort of advice for the soft delivery, being that you can deal with it in the moment when it's kind of like a smaller thing, or just bit by bit, and don't hold on to it or let it fester or grow and become something that's bigger and difficult to talk about. But on the other side, with the critic, what if you're always complaining or nagging and you feel like you're criticizing someone because every action that they do makes you want to respond somehow negatively, or someone in your life is doing that to you? So now you've got the Ace of Wands. So we're really seeing a theme of fire energy for you here. The Ace of Wands is a fiery and passionate new beginning. So because we have the Queen over there helping us with our words and our soft delivery, and this idea of a critic, what the Ace of Wands is telling me is that there are two different hats that you can wear, like the artist hat or the creator hat, and then the critic hat. And you can't be both. You're either actively creating something, which the Ace of Wands would say you're in the act of creating something. And in which case you're just doing, you don't have time to sit back and reflect and criticize what you've done, because it's not done yet. You're still working on it. You're still creating it. You're still doing it. So if you're criticizing something that's in process, stop it. or if you're allowing someone else to criticize your creative process before you've really come to a point where you're ready to receive that criticism, because you're mid-stride, you're still creator, then, you know, make a choice. Your choice is to either be in the creator mode or in the critic mode, and to discern when it's appropriate to do one or the other. Okay, advice for the central card is the Nine of Cups. We always love to see the Nine of Cups, especially when you also got the Nine of Pentacles already. The Nine of Cups is the Make-A-Wish card. So it's kind of like, it's usually, you know, emotional happiness and fulfillment. Now the tens are apparently kind of like the happily ever after, the happy ending. And the nine is kind of like personal satisfaction. So with the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles in your reading, I would say overall this new beginning is going to leave you in a beautiful place, especially if you can get that inner critic under control and yeah, be more kind with your words. Express them honestly and directly and immediately, but also softly. Okay, I hope that reading helped you, and thanks for supporting me on Patreon and my new tarot card readings. Let me know what you think.